And you have 2 more bits of untold equipment in your bag. I'm gonna say your hammer and your shield are like the free weapons you get, and then so you still have like 2 charges of your bag of insight, your package of goodies, where you got the the poisoned meat from. Let's see, so... I kind of want to open, like, Sublime. I just don't want to accidentally show off work stuff that's definitely in Sublime. Do I have Notepad++? No. Alright, give me one moment. Just to pull this up. And, like, get rid of any work stuff. There's a lot. Holy crap. Can I just, like, clear all of this, please? Close other tabs. No, no, no. So many unsaved things. Alright. That was the amount of open files that I had. We are back. So we're gonna take this. Help? With something in particular, bud? Let's see. Okay. Alright, I got one chance. Let the lizard breach and roll out of the shelf before it hits, aiming for a defensive counter to the lizard burrowing into the sand after escaping the shelf. Okay. Alright. So he's digging under and you're waiting for it to, like, push through. And, you're just crouched and you're ready to go. And you, yeah, I think you, like... Let's see. You get ready to smack it and get out of the way. I think we want a dex check for that, although it's same as strength, so it doesn't really matter too much. So, yeah, go ahead and roll me another, Oh, wow. Thank you, Cam. I'll read that in a moment. So, go ahead and make another roll. Yeah, there you go. 7, very nice. So that's an 8 total. Yeah, so you just, you wait for it to come on to push through. It starts kind of like digging through the sand, and it gets a little wedged in there, and you roll out of the way of its claw, and you smash it just in the face with its hammer, and like a little crack kind of spreads across, and it like slides out from under the sand shelf and like slides down the sand a little bit, and it is unconscious. Okay. Welcome to the Tower of the Moon, your personalized mini-adventure. To begin, type stat roll to roll stats for your character. You begin your adventure with 3 mundane items that you have prepared before the adventure. Your goal is to reach the Tower of the Moon, where the wishes of the adventurers are granted. As Varus guides you through the adventure, you will be asked to do this type of roll. Exclamation mark roll. 3 failed rolls will bring your adventure to an unsuccessful close. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Nice. Nice. All right. So you can just, if you want to for free, you can just finish off the lizard. Yep. Go for it. So you bring your hammer down on its head, and there's like another crack develops, and eventually it's just, you know, a bunch of its upper body just like shatters, crack spreads, and falls to glass on the ground, and you're able to retrieve what parts you need for the alchemist from it. You have an abundance now. This is slightly more than the other adventurers usually bring. They usually hunt for the small ones only, and the ones that encounter the big ones generally get eaten. So let's see. How do I... let's see. Preferences, settings. I forgot that they don't have like, okay. Tab stops, tab size. 4 is, I kind of like 2. You're not gonna let me edit it. That's fine. That's fine. It's read only. That's okay. That's fine. Okay, so you have you felled the lizard. You are harvesting its parts, and you can carry on from there. There's if you'd like to return, you can do that, or you can carry on towards the tower. And, you know, return with the parts later, in theory. I can make these wider? No, I can't actually resize these at all, can I? Holy guac, you almost had me, you little Chandler. Collect parts, return to the apothecary. Yeah, you return with no trouble. You, the apothecary, like, sees you enter, and he's like, back so soon. And, like, I assume you start kind of, like, spreading out the parts on the counter, and he's like, oh my, you found one of the big ones, and wow, you've brought so much. Well, this is worth far more than the boots. And he starts to like pull out some gold, and he's like, "Here, let me pay you more for your your very successful hunt." And yeah, so he pays you handsomely, an undisclosed amount of a lot of gold. So you have a chunk of gold. You can effectively kind of buy whatever you want with this at the moment, within reason, I guess. Whatever within reason happens to mean. I guess if there's something you want to buy, I will let you know whether you can afford it or not, but it's, you know, probably got a couple hundred gold. And just sitting there talking to him, he's like, yes, this is great. This will make the best, very, very high quality, like, glassware. Would I call Foundry better than Roll20? It really depends on what you value, Jackal. Roll20 has a lot of drag and drop stuff that's very easy to deal with, easy to like get your hands on. Foundry takes a little more prep, but it's a lot smoother once that prep is done. Like, I got rid of I got rid of the example I was using, but like now that I have some tiles in here, let me find somewhere to work with this. I'll just pull up a map. So, like, I've imported some tiles. I'm using an add-on called Tile Browser, which is wonderful. Once you have your folders of your tile sets in here, you can just click on them, you drag and drop, they're like in the right shape, and it's great. It's very fast to work with. And like the tools to modify them and move them around, it's wonderful. But like I had to do this, right? I had to download the tile set, had to put it into a folder. This song is wild. Let's pause that for a minute. Once it's in here, it's very smooth, but it takes the setup of like downloading the tiles, putting them in a folder, moving them to the Foundry folder, getting it all set up, getting this mod and everything. But Roll20, like if you have some tiles you want to use that aren't from the marketplace, you can just drag and drop the actual picture into Roll20, and it effectively does this part for you, like all the importing and everything. So that's nice. And that extends to stuff like the macros. Like I have a very simple chat macro here that just uses all chat commands in Roll20. And then moving over to Foundry, like it turns into JavaScript. But this is, you know, I'm rolling like tables and stuff. If you want to just roll dice, then you don't have to use like the JavaScript part. You can just use chat commands. But getting into tables and other things that Roll20 handles pretty easily here with this formatting. Takes JavaScript. So depends on what you value, how much time you have, how much JavaScript you know. I would say Foundry presents much better. Like it's very, very smooth, very clean. And it's probably worth the extra setup time, but it's a little less agile in terms of doing things on the fly. And that is my very short comparison, I guess. Let's see. Finding the same for Roll20 at the moment. Lots of setup to make things easy during the game. That's true. I've just, like, you know, I've spent, I guess, some years doing the setup, doing things like these macro templates. And, like, it's kind of naturally built up over time, the tools that I use in Roll20, whereas, like, now I want them all in Foundry right away, so it takes some, like, doing to get back to the same point where I am in Roll20. So if you're starting from ground zero, I guess I might recommend Foundry. It will be more expensive upfront. It's $50 to buy the software once it's out. So that is a consideration. But other than that, I would probably recommend Foundry to brand new people over Roll20. What the fuck? What the camera? Thank you. God, that was weird. Okay, sorry, the Votu. We'll hop back to your adventure. And this. Maybe we'll just find the next song. 222. That's a long one. All right. Okay. Well, I attempt. I should have asked you how dangerous those buggers were. Thanks for the gold. I'll take another health potion. Drinks another potion. Oh yeah, sure. That can yeah, well, that health potion like removes your the damage you took from the other from the encounter. Kind of curious. Would this village possibly have an enchanter? Yeah, he nods. He says, "Oh, I didn't see that wound at first. That was quite nasty. Thank you for bringing back such a bounty, though. I'm sorry it turned out to be so dangerous. I should have warned you of the bigger ones. Yeah, there's an enchanter. My friend Gabble, across the way. He's got an enchanter's shop." Thank you, Cam and Korean. Thank you for that. And yeah. Yeah, Jackal, the only cautionary thing I would say going back to that is just, like I said, Foundry doesn't have the capability to drag and drop things like tiles and tokens in. You just have to like figure out the way to import them. So I think there's like there's a demo on the website. You can let's see if I can do this right off the first. There's a demo you can check out on the website, and then like I think to download the software right now you need to support the Patreon. I don't think you get like I don't think there's like a test client you can download or anything, as far as I'm aware. Yes, it's quite the beastie. Thanks for everything. I'll be off to see your friend. I hope he's as great as you were. Yeah, I think the man laughs, gives a hearty laugh, and he's like, "Well, thank you for your flattery. I hope he treats you well. Tell him Ben sent you." And yeah, you can go ahead and enter the enchanter's shop, and it's a smaller, more kind of wiry man in like a cloak, cloak that you think would be hot for this desert, but when you enter the shop, it's kind of cool inside. Actually, he seems to keep it cool somehow. He's got these robes and like a kind of like just a circlet of like glass. And he looks up from like a book that he's writing in, and he says, "Hello, how can I help you?" Before this week, I had never heard of Foundry. Yeah, hadn't heard of it before 2 weeks ago, and then I checked out the demo, and I was like, "Wow, this is very impressive. This is very cool." Does a lot of really neat things, like I don't know, just like the support. If you haven't used too much of Roll20, it might be hard for me to explain exactly why I like Foundry so much, but Like, you can make doors and things, you can have it automatically evaluate rolls for you, and like Roll20 has, you can play songs, and that's great. Foundry also has that support, and you can also set it to play sound effects when people enter like within a certain range of a sound effect emitter. Like, I can put a sound zone down that'll cover this circle, basically. It's great. Hello there, your friend Ben sent me over. He highly recommended your enchanting skills, yeah. The enchanter smiles and bows his head. He's like, well, I'll have to thank him for sending work my way, huh? So, what can I do for you? How can I help? So let's see, what was I? Yeah, I was editing in here. Cleaning up this JavaScript a little bit. Probably should have done this in the inverse. Oh, I see what I was doing. Okay. All right. We'll take that, paste it in here. Hold on. Let's copy this out first. Then we'll paste this in here. See if it works. Yep, still works. Neat. It's a little cleaner, I was looking to enchant my hammer before I continue on my journey, and with everyone boasting about your skilled enchanting, I believe you're the man for the job. He nods and he says, yeah. Yes, I would be happy to enchant your hammer. Just more damage, is that what you're looking for? Give it a little more oomph. A little more hammer to beat the nails. Alright, let's roll. Okay. Guess we don't need the space here. Enemies. There. Off of the... Oh, it was just a roll. Okay. I actually don't know the... I'll have to look into that. How to do that. Well, let's see. Of course, more damage would be great, but I was looking if you could add a possible thundering effect to the hammer upon hit. Yeah. He nods and he's like, yes, I can do both of these things. And he reads you a price for that, and you have enough to manage that enchantment. You have just enough for that, yes. So let's bring the documentation back up. This might be too much multitasking. Looking at API documentation while also running this adventure might be a bit much. But let's see. Let's find a role. Roll, yeah. Okay. Parts. Execute the roll. New roll dot roll. Dot. Dot. Okay. Total. Execute the roll. This might need to be... We'll just test it. Hands the gold. Well, my good sir, you have a deal. Mind if I watch such a skilled enchanter at work? It's quite a rare sight. Yeah, he invites you to like come to his back room, his workbench. He'll take your hammer. He like sets it on a table and pull out some components, and like a scroll. Brings out a book, sets it on like there's a little stand. Looks like a wooden laptop stand. Opens the book, flips through a couple of pages, and yeah, he starts layers some powder over the hammer, like spreads some oil on it, says some words, glows a little bit, and then he holds a hand above it. He looks at his book, looks at the hammer, looks back to his book. Okay, yeah, all right, and he starts chanting words, and it takes about 10 minutes of chanting and just like drawing signs above the hammer, and then he finishes and he makes a gesture, and there's a loud just thunder crack, just pop, and like a jolt of lightning pops from his hand to the hammer, and then yeah, he like lifts it up, or he starts to lift it up. He's like, oh, your hammer's done, and he steps away and lets you pick it up instead, instead of trying to lift it himself. Gonna do console.log, new role. Let's open debuggy again. New role 1d20. Get rid of the rest of this. Dot roll? Question mark? Dot result? No, dot total? No, this isn't gonna work. I think it has to roll first. I don't know. We'll save it. We'll save it and try it first. Oh, I need the console open. Okay, that did work. Neat. Okay. Oh, that was quite the experience. Thanks so much. I'll be sure to let others know about your work on my travels. Yeah, you set out towards the tower. You head on out, hammer and tow, and I don't think let's see. I think you travel and you don't have any trouble like the rest of the first day. But let's see. I think the heat potion is fine. I don't want to take that away from you. You get closer to the tower. You like spend the night under one of maybe these glass shelves. You manage to clear out a spot where you're not getting stabbed by glass blades through the sand, and you settle down for the night. You try not to move around too much. After like 8 hours of travel in the desert, you wake up the next morning. The heat-resistant potion is still working. You are not affected by the desert heat. And you keep wandering over the dunes. And I think you actually get pretty close to the tower without incident, and then you see skimming across the sand first towards the tower, and then like once it gets close, it kind of like veers towards you. There's like this. It's like a floating. I guess it's just a magic carpet. We're just gonna do that. It's a magic carpet, and there's like one person on it, and they're floating over the sand. And then yeah, they turn and they're heading towards you. What would you like to do? Do you just want to? Well, I won't flavor this one. You can deal with that however you like. The person on the magic carpet, it looks like another kind of adventurer. They don't have to trudge through the desert. They're wearing like armor, like full armor, and they've got like a spear with them and a shield. And yeah. Okay, so this new roll 1d20. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we did get raided. We got raided by Tatty Cakes, who's wonderful. But since then, did we get another raid? No. Nope. So we'll replace this. You roll 1d20. Yeah, okay. Plus. And then. BR. My HTML is really bad, guys. So there's a line break. And the next one is NPCs. I'm getting a little tired too. I'm getting there. All right, defensive position, sure. Yeah, so you crouch down. You're holding your hammer. Why did I scroll up here? Well, hello. Who might you be, adventurer? And what brings you upon my path of adventure? So yeah, he floats over. Carpet starts to settle down. He hops off with his greaves that there's like a little a little crunch, but also the sound of like a little dented metal as he steps down onto the glass just beneath like the surface of the sand. He's holding his spear and he says who I am is, well, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, it's a GM'd adventure. He's like holding his spear and he says, I'm a hero. I'm a hero from the east. Kingdom of Gaton. And I'm here to claim the bounty of the Tower of the Moon, which will be mine. I need it to defend my kingdom from threats, from the enemies that are marching on our gates. And you, I will not have you entering the tower and foiling my plans. I will stop you here and claim it for my own, he says, and he's like holding the spear towards you. And for a moment, it seems like he's waiting to see what you will do. I can spread this down. Currently drunk on Infinite Theorem Rosé, embarking on a... Embarking on a Cam-redeemed adventure. Cam was so kind as to gift the adventure to the Votu. Yeah, he's been kind about spreading the adventure love. Let's see. Oh, I've been... Yeah. Yeah. I'm just using the chat name for the adventure, but he informed me of who he actually was below the new name. I was highlighting these if they were above a certain number. Oh yeah, the emotes already got approved, by the way. Thank you, Moto, for posting that. The emotes already got approved, the new ones. I was so surprised. They got approved in like a day, which is much faster than the 2 weeks of the first one. All of them are done. All of them were there. I was very happy and surprised. Hello, Sai. They're pretty great. I love them. These were made by my lovely roommate Lynn. Yeah, the first one might be the trickiest. Right. Correct, Cam. Also correct, Moto, yes. This might, yeah, the highlighting thing might be like work for a later, a later day. To be fair, if I were a streamer, it'd be all decks all the time. Well, that time might not last extremely long in that case. I don't know. I don't think it looks... I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Do they? It is weirdly... I don't know. I don't know. I think they both look great. It's because I edited it to make it shinier, so people would buy the higher tier sub, obviously. That's what did it. It's all me. That doesn't work. Okay. Does that work? Can you... I don't know. I don't know. Just try not to break the HTML. Access on, let's see, so this was an 18, this is a 12. Okay. Well, I see we're at quite the stalemate, my inquisitive fellow. If you so wish to engage in combat, fucking bring it. Or wouldn't it be fair, able to both of us if we team up and conquered the tower, allowing us to get what we both want? I think at that suggestion, he scoffs, and he says, I hear the tower only grants the wish of one, and I cannot allow it. I cannot allow that wish to go to you. And he, and he'll, like, hop forward, I think, being prompted to take a stab at you with his spear. Can you give me a dex roll to hop out of the way? Yeah, just barely. Not enough to really give you the advantage, but you get out of the way of his spear thrust, and yeah, you can just you can counterattack with a strength roll if you would like to. If you would like to smash. We can bring this back here. NPC type. Okay. Smash, I say. I do say smash. There's only one thing to do when you have a hammer. I was going to make a Dr. Horrible reference, but we're just gonna skip it. We're just gonna skip it. Everyone knows the one. Yeah, full force counter smash with Thundering Smash. You have like an additional +1 on the swing, and if it hits, he'll just go down. Roll one text. Yes. Yeah, so you land with a 9 total. That's like a super success. You like he stabs, you step out of the way and you swing your hammer and you like landed on like his shoulder, and there's a loud thunderclap that echoes across the desert. You hear it like bounce back from some of the dunes in the distance, probably a couple of bounces back. And yeah, he just goes like tumbling into the sand, and you're reminded of how harsh this particular desert is as he rolls along the sand, and the glass blades and shards hiding under the surface just like cut at his clothes, and he lays just bleeding out into the sand. And with that, you are able to proceed to the tower if you would like. And it's just 2 question marks there. Ah. Let me see where. Okay. All right, let's give that a shot. Watch 2.0. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. I know you guys probably can't see that very well on this preview, but nice like bolding. It's very well formatted. Okay. What? That's fine. We'll roll with this. I'll turn it down a little bit. I didn't expect lyrics in my Metroid music. Grimace upon seeing the sight of the bloody ragdoll. Such a fool could have accomplished so much if teamed up. And you proceed to the tower, yeah. So, you arrive at the tower, and to the successful fanfare of a acoustic guitar, sad at the loss of life. And you walk up the steps of this tower. It seems untouched by the sand. It doesn't seem dirty at all, not worn by the desert and the sun and the wind and the glass sand blowing around. Seems very pristine. And the door has a mural embossed on the front of it there's like the moon above at the very top, and then there's like the tower below it. And in the shadow of the tower are two figures, both wielding shields, one wielding a hammer, holding it high above their head, and one wielding a spear, very obviously like missing the target. The mural shows the shield like pushing the spear aside, and the hammer like a bolt of lightning coming down from the tower and striking the hammer before it hits this enemy. And you are able to push inside the tower if you wish. Or, there are no handles on the outside of the door. No, you can barely see a seam down the middle. But it doesn't appear to be latched or locked in any way. It's just no handles. Let's see. So the watch check is done. I'm already thinking of JavaScript to fix this up. But anyway, we can trash the watch menu. Delete it. Known NPCs should be easy. Seek entry to the tower to take upon its trial. Will you grant me entry? And, yeah, without, I think you wait a moment looking up at the tower, and you see just, like, the seam in the middle starts to split, and the doors, without you touching it or anything, they just start to slowly, like, swing open, and, you are allowed to enter inside. And, yeah. I'm going to assume that you walk in, I guess. You can see inside. Let me know if you don't. You can see inside. There's like kind of a spiral staircase to one side, and it loops up, going up to the top. You see the outline of many other doors along the outskirts of the tower, but the doors aren't presently there. They're just in the same shape as the door that's in front of you that you are entering through. And yeah. So again, assuming you enter, you step inside, and the doors again start to like automatically close shut behind you. Like they come to a close, and the camera we see like looking at your face, and behind you, the mural on the other side is, it's a a body bleeding out on the sand, with like a indented shoulder, shield like to the side. And there's kind of a trail of footsteps leading away towards the tower, and the tower doors are open, and yeah, that's the mural depicted on the back side of this door as it slides shut. And yeah, you the only way to go is like up the stairs. So we see the Votu on the inside of the tower. Kind of look around at the outlines of the doors, and then the spiral staircase in front of them. Known NPCs. And we are pre-gen. Pre-gen-NPCs. Our music is out. Take a stab in the middle here. I think the rest of this is unnecessary. Your favorite, huh? I'm glad you like it so much. I love Metroid music a lot. Well, that's quite the work of a master magician. Glory or death, I take your trial. And you climb the steps. And, it's, yeah, you're climbing up. You look up, and, like, at the bottom of the stairs, you look up, and there's kind of, like, just the outline. Thank you, Carreros. I need to, like, compile some of this playlist a little bit. So you climb the stairs, and you look up, and there's just, like, the outline of, like, a new moon at the top. And as you climb, like, you look up a couple of times, and it's like there's a slit of a moon, a crescent moon. And you keep climbing, and eventually you get to the top, and you didn't really see it changing, but every time you look up, it was different. It's like in the shape of a full moon once you arrive at the top. And you step outside, and you don't remember it being night when you entered the tower. Like, sun was out, it was bright, it was hot. But you enter the tower, and it's actually quite cold. You see the desert stretching out, below you, but yeah. It's unfortunate. This one is unfortunately not a playlist. This is just a. Let let me link it, but it's a big old video compilation. So you need to like find the source tracks, and they might have them linked. Oh, there's like a playlist list below it, I guess. Yeah, okay. There's some download files there. That's not what I meant to do at all. Oh no! Okay. Yeah, you arrive at the top of the tower, and like I said, it's night. The full moon is now above you. You're not sure what phase of the moon, was happening the night before, but it's full now. And you see there's just like this lit up floor in the shape of a full moon below you, and there's an altar on the other side. The other side of the top of the tower, and you see behind the altar this kind of hooded celestial figure, kind of made of like white light, like steps onto the tower, and you can barely see them like, kind of shimmer into existence on the edge. And you hear kind of this voice. The figure like gestures behind you and says, The trial was the desert. Your trial is over. You have arrived. You have laid low your enemy. All that is left is for you to come forward and take your wish. Let the moon know what it is you seek. Script, command, save macro, roll it. Oh, neat. I need to adjust this table. I need to adjust this table once we switch to Foundry. I'm not going to adjust it in Roll20 and then have to redo the Foundry table. So we will delete that macro. This is the hard one. This is the menu. This is... Do I still have Roll20 open? I don't, do I? I keep overzealously closing Roll20. I've shown this off 75 times. I don't think I really need to show it off again, but my encounter tables look as such. I like click the macro button and it brings up a card, like a menu with buttons, and it's pretty neat. And I would like to recreate this, but it's going to be very difficult. And I don't know if that's something I'm gonna do on stream. That might be a bit much. Like I'll be a little deep in the code. I've crossed the desert, ascended the tower. Before I take upon this wish, what is it you require or desire? I think you see the, like, if you, yeah. I'm gonna say you kind of start approaching the altar as you ask this question, and you barely see, like, the bottom of a chin, like, the bottom third of the face below the hood. And it kind of grins, and it says, I think it says, oh man. Figure out this lore on the fly. It's kind of tough. It says something a little. It's like a little hard for you to place, hard to process almost. I think he says the only desire I have is to wait for the rebirth. Wait for the next cycle. when I will be free. When he says this, there's kind of like an echo of what he's saying in like a lower, bassier tone from like above. He says, okay, rebirth. What happens if you're free? He says, nothing happens when I am free. But if I am free, it means everything else has ended. They get married. Okay, we'll stop slurping with my empty drink. That happened with another moon priest. This is a fitting song for the top of this tower. Here, let me just bump this up a couple of notches. Metroid music is so good, man. It's like the weird mix of like sci-fi and like this kind of a like I don't even know what it I don't know. Like sci-fi and choral stuff to put it at the basic most basic level, but kind of like sci-fi and reverent ambience. Like the mix is very cool. Aww. Thank you, Kareem. Thank you for the bits. I appreciate that. Well then, my wish is for you to have what you desire most. So, I think, that's how you bring about the apocalypse. Yeah, so I think you say that. And you see in, like, he kind of, like, tilts his head. And, his, like, mouth twitches a little bit. And, like, in the distance, you see, like, particles start to float into the air, and you see, like, you hear just the distant sound of like glass breaking like many times, and like chunks of what looks like windows start to like float into the air as these particles in this glass like appears above, and like chunks of the tower start to kind of like, where the camera zooms out, chunks of the tower start to like fold up and out, and like chunks of stone start to fly into the air. And he says, strange wish, but I thank you. Some might argue that my freedom isn't worth the price, but he looks around, and I'm back at you. He says, the place you are standing won't exist in a moment. Would you like to be sent home? And like he starts to kind of come into like a physical form a little bit. He's, yeah, he starts to like there. He was just made out of light, and like cloth actually starts to resolve into existence as he takes another step forward. He's like, I won't argue if you want to go down with the ship, as it were, but you have no need to disappear along with the world, this world. Still thinking about these buttons. Let's see. Let's just look. While we're here, let's look at button. Nope. Chat. Chat bubble, chat log, chat message. I need like this. But it needs to just be a JavaScript command. How do I want to, let me let's get something a little more investigatable. I don't want to be Helios! Bug out. Oh, god dang it. I need another GM. Configure players, that's what I'm looking for. Browser, yeah, Browser Master was the name of the other one. All right, Game Master, launch game session. Anything is worth the price for the evolution of all life. Evolve, adapt, or die. If you may, I would like a role in what's to come as observer to the full course of this story and future tales, as a custodian of the library of life, of existence. Okay, yeah. I think he looks amused by your answer, and he's like, all right. Very well, assistant. And, I think he just, like, he, like, flicks his hand, and suddenly your physical form is gone, and you look down, and now you are the one made of light, and, like, there's, like, a little bit of, like, starlight. Filtering through kind of this white light that's forming your body now. Not painful or anything, but you do quickly realize that you're not feeling anything at all anymore. And then he turns around and again he flicks his hand and like where all the floating particles were rising, everything just suddenly it's all black now. Like it all fades away. And the only thing that's left is like the tower's gone, but there's like the floor of the tower. And he like snaps, and suddenly like particles start flowing back down, and like the camera zooms way out, and you see the moon floating in the sky, and then you see like this primordial sphere of darkness like coming into existence below the moon, and yeah, I think that's where we'll stop it for now. That is where we will end it. You have ended the world and brought about a new one. So that's a thing. That's a thing. And now, what name would you like to give this NPC that if that was you? What would you like to name them? Because I think the Keeper of the Library of Existence may or may not come back into play. God, can we talk about these birds? Like these birds? This little animation of like birds flying around the world map. It's so good. I love Foundry so much. It's maybe a little overwrought. We're looking at, I don't know. We're looking at like a paper map of the world, and then there's birds flying above it. It's fine. It's fine. I don't care. It's a nice effect. What was I doing? Right. Okay. I'm going to bring open the console, look at the elements. Why am I'm a GM. Okay, I guess it didn't whisper it to me. Let me... Can I, like, access those macros? What page was it on? Why am I in this map now? Go back to the world. What the heck? Odd. Votu. Alright. That's fine. then your future characters will not be Votu, if that makes sense. I mean, they can be while we're playing, but if they get embedded into the world, they'll need a different name. I need to write this down. This is getting confusing in my drive to, I mean, does this go under stream assets? Does it go under tabletop? I don't know. I don't know which one. What's appropriate? We'll put it under tabletop, though. Under a new folder. What I meant to do. Folder. D&D chat hack? I don't know. That seems like a stretch, calling it D&D, but that's fine. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. If there's anything you would like to, anything you think was missing, anything you think could improve the experience, let me know. That was an interesting choice at the end. The kind of nice thing about about short-lived characters is that you can throw them off the cliff of existence and it'll be fine, right? Same thing as like one-shots. I'm gonna call the document Scars. I'm gonna call the document Scars. That's what we're gonna do it for now. Yeah, okay, so, things that have happened. Like, Lady Midnight stole away one of the moon priests. Votu basically wished for the end of the world. Votu became the librarian. Yep, librarian of existence. I think that's it. That's all we got right now. Honestly, it was based loosely on the Sandman book series and a certain character from The Magicians. Gotcha. Okay. Neat. Neat. Well, thank you for Finley. Thank you for being delightful. That was fun. I really enjoy doing these. So I say this every time because I'm still not convinced that these are actually enjoyable for the people playing, but I hope it was enjoyable. Cause I really like, I don't know, I like them, and I like making up this weird Moon Tower lore on the fly. It's fun. It's fun. I gotta figure out a way to dole it out more slowly, because it's not gonna be too long before you guys just figure out what's going on. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe there'll be enough rotation in the chat that no one will get the full picture, except Cam. Cam's gonna know. Crane will probably figure stuff out pretty quickly, too. Alright. Alright. That was fun. I'm glad it was enjoyable. Cool. Yeah, again, any feedback you have, let me know. Here, or you have my Discord somewhere, I imagine, right? You can PM me there. Turn the mesh right back down a wee bit. And, not that much. I don't think I have anything else I need to do, like on stream. We're gonna look at, I was looking up chat buttons, but they don't exist. And so, I'm a little bit stuck. Persona 5, start at 2:30 a.m. All right, Core. I might play some tomorrow after this session, after the D&D stream. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Only like an hour or two. Are you saying to? I don't know, Core. I don't know. I gotta. I really gotta cut. I really gotta cut the VODs from last week because here I am doing the prep stream and the VODs from last week aren't on YouTube. My bad. My bad. My bad. So I need to go do that, and I want to do that tonight. So tomorrow night after Animal Crossing Town Tours. Oh god, so like 7 a.m. Accurate-ish. I'm a little worried because I had way too long of a stream Monday though. We already lost Phil Chicken, son. Was Phil... What? Was Phil here? Where'd we lose Phil to? Where was Phil? Where was the son of Chicken? Think we're good? Think we're good? I think just staring at this documentation until I figure out how to put a button in chat is better handled off stream. Just my opinion, just my assumption, really. So, the idea of scheduling more than one game a night is just risky right now. Oh yeah, Phil's no life Persona 5. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yep, that's accurate. The fact that I'm like streaming P5R, means that I'm not like diving in the hole, you know? What if people like seeing you do Code Monkey shit? That's fair. That's fair. Like, progressing is fun, though. And I was able to make progress and see results earlier. Right now, I don't predict such rapid progress. This is going to be a weird thing to cobble together. I think. So. Yeah, just seeing this shit on stream right now is enthralling. Well, fair, thank you. I feel like I just entered the stream of a particularly smart person. Thank you. The existence of code on screen does not make someone inherently smart, but I appreciate it. Tabs V2. There's so many things. Tile HUD? Holy. Thank you, Cam. I appreciate your hand appreciation. Right? Sambert wants a hand stream. Thank you guys, but look. I mean, on the one hand, that's embarrassing. On the other hand, also, on the same hand, adding to that evidence, adding to that opposition, but this is actually kind of a mess. Everything below this line, you see this bottom line of the camera screen, everything below that is a mess. So, I'd have to like clean my keyboard every day, every time I want to do a stream. Sorry, excuse me while I choke on my own spit. I kept trying to. Never mind. Hand flash, Jesus. All right, it's been fun, guys. I'm gonna head to bed. I mean, not head to bed. Bed's a lie. I'm gonna hop off, get dinner, and hang out. I've cut those VODs, you know. So yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out. I'm gonna go find a stream to raid probably. Core, do you know offhand if anyone's still on? Is it Dur following? Yeah. Any of the friends around? Mayuki is on. Holy shit, Mayuki has 44 viewers. That is unusual. I mean, that's great. But that's unusual. Oh, what? Core, I started early. Hush you. Look. We've been online for 6 hours, alright? Bean is on? Oh, Bean is on. Cool. What's the, Okay, one moment. We will raid Bean. Is that good enough, Core? Is that a good enough reason to leave? Raiding Bean while Bean is still online for once? Because no one's ever online when I'm online, you know? No one's ever online. So, we're gonna do that. That's... You are also the Bean, but this Bean has Bean in the Twitch name, so there's that. Yeah, Professor Bean Sprout, she's cool. She is part of like kind of Carreros's solar system of influence. Yeah, a very cool person that hangs out in the community. She's currently playing Overwatch, which isn't exactly the same tone and level of what we're doing here, but she's cool. Probably a cool place for everyone to hang out. Should be pretty chill. So I'm going to grab that and send you guys over there. All right. Which I could have started while I was saying all of that, because now I have to wait for the loading screen to the loading screen. Yeah. Kareen, I think you are de facto our favorite Bean. Technically, this is a Bean Sprout, who is also a professor, just a very smart Sprout of Bean. So technically, probably not the exact same thing. Anyway, I will see you guys later. I will see you on Core's stream, probably, is where most of you I will see. And other than that, there's an actual play here tomorrow of our Pathfinder campaign. So please come check that out if you would like. That is at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and there's like timers to that below, which you could go look at, but I'm going to send you away from my channel right now. Have a good night.